Hi, I'm Danny Smith, and I've got proof that God does exist. The year was 1992. I was 19 years old. I'm 39 years old now. And I was at a friend's house. Tim West was his name. It can be verified. And I drove my motorcycle over there. Sunny, warm summer day. About 5 in the afternoon, just hanging out, talking to my buddy. And all of a sudden, I just felt like I couldn't breathe. There was this pressure right here in my chest. It seemed to come up almost in the shape of a V. You know, I don't think that has any necessary meaning to it, but it's pushing up in this pressure, just pushing up from inside of my chest, pushing up to the top of my crown and my head. And started hearing a loud ringing sound, which I know now has contributed to the electronical surge of when a person does leave their body. Anyway, I didn't know that at the time, so I didn't know what it was, and it freaked me out. So anyway, as this pressure is building up, pushing on top of my head, I was afraid. I was taking deep breaths in, couldn't breathe. Felt like I was going to pass out. I was scared. Then, as I stood bent over, thought I could shake my head to shake it off, you know. I had a peace that entered me and took away all my fear, which is the peace of God, but I didn't recognize it as that, you know, because I'd never experienced the peace of God. And so it went away, and then I was afraid again. And then the peace came again, took away my fear. And so, within a blink of an eye, I was out of my body. And I was in these big clouds, gray clouds. And so, as I was in the clouds, there was like this double wide opening in the clouds. You could say it was a doorway, but there was no doors. It was just open, an open passage in the clouds. And someone stepped out in the middle of the doorway. And as he stepped out, it was just a spirit person. It was a person, but he stepped out, and I remember being happy to see him. I thought, great, I can ask this guy what's going on, you know. And so I asked him, and he didn't respond. So from behind him, quite a bit away, maybe 200 feet away, here from the right-hand side, here come this light. And as it came, it turned and came towards me. And it soared like a dove or a bird, or just soared so gracefully, moved so gracefully, peacefully. Just awesome. And so this light, it comes towards me, and it's coming, and it's coming. And as it gets closer, I can see that this brilliant light is shining out of the face of a person, which was Jesus Christ. And as he came to me, he came kind of beside me, yet behind me. And like a magnet, he pulled me into his glory. It's like he said, come, and I went. You know, my spirit listened. And it wasn't by my own power. He pulled me into his glory. So, as I entered his glory, this marvelous light, I became love. I became everything that God is. Like the scripture says, when we see him, we shall be like him. And let me tell every one of you, all you who do not believe the Bible is real, the Bible is very real. Jesus Christ does exist. He appeared to me, okay? So as I'm in his glory, I'm like him. I'm love. I'm peace. I'm gentleness. I'm rest. He allowed me to enter his rest. And my whole soul, every fiber of my being was at rest. And it's not a rest that we as humans know on this earth. This rest had an existence all on its own. Okay? You can't even explain it, you know, but it's so awesome, so beautiful. And so as he's loving me, it just seems like the ends of my mouth have this big smile on them. And I feel like each end of my lip is from ear to ear. That's how big my smile is. That's how much glory is in me. That's how much joy I have in the Lord. And so I thought to myself, I could still think, independently. I thought, well, I want to turn and see his face, So I turned, and as I turned to see his face, he gently turned me back around and gently pushed me forward. And with just the thought of his mind, he's awesome. But it wasn't anything mean, he just didn't want me to see his face, Of course, I saw it when it came up. Brilliant glory coming out of it, just like Ezekiel says in the Bible. And his train did follow him, which means this big long trail of light followed him. His glory followed him, which Ezekiel referred to as his train in the Old Testament. And also matches the Peter, James, and John, who was on the mountain when Jesus was transfigured, and his face shone like the sun. Same guy, same thing I saw. So, as he pushes me forward, that spirit that had stepped out starts waving his arms and saying for me not to come any further. And so, I'm just gently floating in this love, and joy, of the Lord. And of course I don't want to leave. Who would, And so, I entered back into my body on the earth, because the eyes in this physical body were never closed. So my friend on the ground, Tim West, is saying, when I got back, he said that I was laying there as dead for 8 to 10 minutes. Now, the Bible states that the body without the spirit is dead. So, technically, I was dead. And I know that for a fact because I wasn't in my body. I was up in there in the presence of the Lord, even Jesus Christ, who is the visible image of the invisible God, because we know God is a spirit, because that's what he says. And Jesus declares that. So, I saw Jesus Christ. And I have a word to say to all you atheists out there. What is going on in your head? I understand there's people who are not going to make it, They're not going to make it to heaven. They're destined to go to hell. I'm sorry about that. It really doesn't have to be that way. Just believe. You want proof of God? You want proof of Jesus Christ? You can have your proof. But what you have to do first is you have to believe in the only true Son of God, Jesus Christ. Once you put your faith in Jesus Christ, he will come to you, and he will show himself to you, and he will reveal himself to you in your spirit, which is connected to your mind. Okay? The Lord will reveal himself to you. You just have to believe. It's that simple. There's no sense in saying, oh, Satan this. If you believe in Satan, then why don't you believe in God? Get real. Get sensible here. Okay? You believe in evil, you believe in doing wrong, you believe in all this garbage, then you need to believe in God, because he's there, and you will stand before him one day. Every tongue will confess, every knee will bow, every tongue confess that Jesus is Lord. And you will. So I'm here to witness to you. I've seen Jesus Christ. I can testify. I will tell anyone in any country, I will tell anyone in any nation that Jesus is alive. He is in control, and everyone will see him one day. He picked me to see him a little bit sooner. And it's not like I didn't believe in God and then he appeared to me, then all of a sudden I believe. That wasn't the case. I did believe in God. I wasn't saved yet. I did believe in God, but, I didn't know about Jesus Christ, basically. And so, after he appeared to me, then of course I knew. And then shortly after that, I got saved. Which, when I say saved, I mean I got reborn of the Spirit of God. See, everyone has to be reborn of the Spirit of God in this world, okay, to make contact with God. You're not going to just look up and see God one day, I mean, well, you will in the end when with Israel and everything. But that's not going to save you. It's too late by then, after the tribulation. That's when you'll see Jesus in the sky with all his saints. Because we're not going to let Israel be destroyed, or God's not. And he's going to come and keep the world from destroying Israel. So anyway, just believe in Jesus Christ. It's that simple, okay? Don't worry about all the semantics that go with it, all the little rules, well, God won't let me be gay. God won't let me kill people. God won't let me be myself. Listen, you don't want to be yourself for real, because who you are is condemning. Who you are is a person that is lonely without God on your way to hell. That's who you are. You are on your way to hell. And you really don't want to be in that position. Okay? I was in that position. Thank the Lord, I'm not anymore. Believe in Jesus Christ. I've seen him with my own eyes. He's there. He's real. And just believe. That's all you got to do. Just believe.